Good evening. I'm KTOL Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are tracking a very hot end of the week. It's probably going to be a couple of degrees hotter going into Thursday and Friday, but the heat index still at 100 to 108. A few showers are expected through the weekend, especially for Sunday. The tropics are also pretty quiet out there. We're not looking at any significant storms out in the Atlantic basin, but just keep in mind that we are also looking at a pretty active tropics in terms of the Pacific side of things. But Bush Airport 94, Hobby Airport at 94 degrees, Conroe at 96, Galveston at 89 degrees, with those conditions still feeling like 102 to 103 degrees, especially through the afternoon hours. So for this evening, if you are traveling or maybe you're heading out towards using those outdoor plans, we are looking at those conditions remain mostly just quiet out there, especially for mostly clear conditions. Mid 80s by 11 p.m., 1 a.m. 80 degrees by 3 a.m. with upper 70s by 5 a.m. So overnight temps dropping into the upper 70s for Aldine, even Acres Homes at 76, Hunters Creek Village at 76, 3rd Ward at 77 degrees with those muggy conditions still in place for the overnight hours. And then tomorrow, just a couple of degrees warmer with more 100-degree temps across the board, especially for Harris County. So 101 in downtown, 101 in North Shore, upper 90s for Navasota. The coolest place to be, I think, is going to be Galveston. So for the records this week, it's important to know to see how hot we're going to get and see if we're going to break those high temperature records. But 101 in 1907, 102 back in 1914 for Thursday. So we're going to be just about there going into the next couple of weeks. So it's going to be interesting to see if we're going to actually break those high temperature records. But much of the Southwest dealing with those very hot conditions. Look at how hot it's going to get in Phoenix. 111, especially 113 for Thursday. Even Las Vegas. You're heading out to Vegas, it's going to be sweltering out there, but just important to reminder that they have a dry heat out across portions of the desert Southwest. That heat is different from what we're used to here across Southeast Texas. The lack of humidity really does play a role at dehydrating yourself a lot faster, especially if you're dealing with those hot temperatures. So definitely an important reminder to be safe out there and practice those heat safety measures. As far as Galveston, calm conditions out there. Not really seeing much in terms of winds. 89 degrees with a feeling like 103. So for tomorrow, as we take a look at those afternoon temperatures, it's going to be cooler along the coast than it is in our inland areas. Bay Harbor at 89, Jamaica Beach 89, 90 in Galveston. And the main setup is this. It's just this heat dome that's just been dominating across Texas for the last few days. And it's going to still have us in its grasp for Thursday and into Friday because we are still going to see those hot conditions. However, for the weekend, we will start seeing that heat dome build back across portions of Southwest, and that's going to open up the door for rain chances and a frontal boundary that's going to be making its way in from the north for the weekend. And I know I'm saying cold front, but of course, during this time of year, a Houston version of a cold front is only going from the hundreds to upper 90s out there. So rain chances in the forecast, especially for the early parts of Sunday, as that frontal boundary makes its way in from the north. And so we could see a few showers to start our Sunday morning for the latter part of this coming weekend. But we could see those showers move in as soon as Saturday. So nothing widespread, or we're not going to see much of anything that's going to really damper any outdoor plans, but we're still going to be remaining mostly hot and humid, with it remaining warmer than normal as we ring in the month of August. So as far as your 10-day high temperature trends, we're going to see those temps rather hot for Thursday, Friday, and then upper 90s for this weekend. But the tropics are also still active. We are not expecting any activity for the next 7 days across the Atlantic basin. We're going to see mostly quiet conditions for the first part of this next few days. But of course, we still have Hurricane Genevieve that is currently churning out in the Pacific Ocean. This is away from land. It's also an important reminder that we are in hurricane season. Hurricanes do exist during this time of the year, even though we are been mostly quiet for the past few days. So gusts at 120 miles an hour, west-northwest winds at 9 miles an hour, with the wind sustained at 100 miles an hour. And this storm is going to quickly weaken into a tropical storm as we head into the weekend, but it's not going to pose any threat to land or the U.S., especially as we head into the next few days. It's also an important reminder that we are heading closer to the peak of hurricane season. Usually a lot of our significant storms have happened in the month of September, especially on September 10th is that peak season date. We are right here, so we're heading closer to a more, historically speaking, more the active season as we head into August and September. So right now, 94 degrees. Sunset will be at 8:17 this evening. We are seeing those sunsets a little bit sooner than what we've seen a good couple of weeks ago, all thanks to us heading closer towards fall and winter. And we are expecting it to be mostly just sweltering out there with those high temps in the hundreds for Thursday and Friday. And it's not going to be until the weekend where we'll start seeing the return of those slight rain chances for the latter part of the weekend. And then upper 90s still remaining in the forecast at least through the first part of this next week. So definitely stay cool out there if you are spending time outdoors. I think the time to do those outdoor activities is really, it's either 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. If you're not doing it during that time, then it's going to be very hot, especially during the warmer parts of our day, which is usually between the hours of 2 and 6 p.m. So mostly quiet out there if you are heading out this evening. This is a look at our current conditions that are currently happening. This is also our extended forecast, where we spend quite a bit of time talking about the forecast and go a little bit into detail on what's happening here across Houston for the next 7 days. But we are expecting those temps to be in the mid-90s for Hobby Airport and Bush Airport right now, but it's still feeling very hot out there. 102 to 105 degrees, especially out in Conroe, 103 in Galveston. But this evening we are expecting those temps to be a little bit cooler. But we're also looking at overnight temps to be in the upper 70s for the afternoon and evening hours going into tonight and into tomorrow morning. So definitely stay hydrated. Make sure to practice those heat safety measures, and also remember to look before you lock when it comes to car safety. When it involves children or pets, I know we get a little bit busy in our lives, especially as we prepare for the back to school period. And it's also an important reminder just to be extra cautious on your things especially as we get into the warmer parts of our day. So again, your 7-day forecast: highs in the hundreds, lows in the 70s and 80s. 30% chance of showers for Sunday afternoon. I think this is actually going to be in the morning. Sunday morning is where we're going to start seeing more of that rain chance as this frontal boundary moves in from the north, and it's going to be mostly hot out there. And we're going to be seeing the return of those sweltering conditions for Monday and into Tuesday with mostly sunny skies. So each day next week is going to have just a slight chance for a shower or two as we get to the warmer parts of our day. I think we're going to start tracking those sea breeze showers and storms as we head into those afternoon hours for starting next week. And again, that's our extended forecast. That's all I have for you. I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez. Make sure to tune in later today at 10 p.m. for the latest news and weather headlines. But also, if you want an update on the tropics, I will be giving another stream tonight at 9 p.m. Have a good, safe rest of your day.